Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to my second video. And I will endeavor to edit out the mistakes this time, but I'm not making any promises. I thought I would show you how I make my most basic buttermilk biscuits. This is the mother recipe that all goodness stems from. And it literally has 3 ingredients. The first being 2 cups of self-rising flour. I use a local Virginia flour, and maybe you have a local flour where you live that you could use, because I think that's a good idea. So, 2 cups self-rising flour, and first mistake, I forgot to get the butter out. You take a stick of butter, real salted butter, and I like to grate my butter with the cheese grater. It's so much easier than that little pastry knife thing, you know the one? This is so much easier, so much faster. When you get down to the end, you do have to be careful of your knuckles, because we're not making knuckle biscuits. So it is raining cats and dogs here today. I hope it's raining where you are, because we've had such a heat wave. This rain is really cooling things down. You can probably hear it in the background. So this last little bit's always hard to get. But here we go. Put that all out of there. And you can see that basically what it made is like little butter snakes, little butter worms. And I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to incorporate this into the flour so that all the butter is coated with the flour. That will help your biscuits have the right texture, have the texture that you want in a biscuit. So this takes a second. So far 2 ingredients are 2 cups of self-rising flour and 1 stick of butter. How easy is that? And so then we make a well in the center of our flour. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can or not, but this now has the consistency of a little bit more like cornmeal, because this Virginia flour is really soft. That's one of the cool things about Southern flour. It's a winter wheat and it's really soft, which means it does absorb the buttermilk a little bit differently. So you have to experiment with your local flour. Anyway, made a well. 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk, cold buttermilk. Put that in the well. There you go. Love my rubber spatulas. And not just because they match my apron, but these are really great for stirring this dish up. And what I like to do is start from the outside and just stir my flour in toward the milk. And get that all nice and incorporated. And the more you make these biscuits, the more you'll get used to the texture, and you may decide you like a little bit more buttermilk or a little bit less buttermilk. I think when I started making them, I used a cup of buttermilk, and through trial and error, I decided that 3/4 of a cup was better. So I made the mistake, so you don't have to. Okay, so now it's starting to look, now it's a dough. Just need one more swirl or 2. And I should have mentioned that not only do you need your 2 cups for the biscuits, but you also need a little bit more for dusting your cutting board. So let's get that all in there, and then dump out your dough. My sink over there, if you're wondering what that noise was. Okay, now for a little kneading. We don't need to knead this very much, but I like to kind of fold it in on itself, because I don't know if it's true or not, but I just have the feeling that helps make the wonderful layers that you like in a biscuit. So A little more flour on the surface here. Okay. Now, I generally prefer to use my hands to a rolling pin. That's a choice. You can, if you want to use a rolling pin, by all means use a rolling pin. And a rolling pin, on a level, my hands are heating up the butter, which may not be the best idea, but I'd rather use my hands than use tools sometimes. Okay, now I have my baking sheet over here, and I have lightly greased the pan. Now, I'm going to run over here and get my biscuit cutters. I think today, let's use the heart, because that's always fun. And since it's raining, we could use a little cheer around here. So, cut out my hearts. Bring my board over here. And see, these are, you can see, I'm making these nice and thick. I like my thick biscuits, but if you want them thinner, it is entirely up to you how thin or thick to make your biscuits. Now, of course, if they're thicker like mine, they're gonna have to cook a little bit longer. But you'll figure that out too. Okay. Let me turn my butter on over here now. I'll forget about that. I'm gonna melt some butter to put on the top. Brush on the top of the biscuits. Now, you gotta keep, every time you cut some out, you've got all this leftover dough, and all you do is you put it back in a ball and you start again. And you want all your biscuits to be the same thickness or as close to the same thickness as you can. So I'll keep going. Now when I make round biscuits, I usually put them on my pan so that they touch. But I have discovered with the shaped biscuits, it actually works better if they don't touch. So you can see here, they're just kind of here and there. And also, of course, depending upon the thickness of your biscuits, will also depend on how many you can cut out of one recipe of dough. I'm going to have fewer biscuits here than I normally do because I'm making these really thick. Okay. This one was a little wonky, last one. But it'll be good. And then you always end up with this one piece that doesn't really, it's too small to cut out, but I just kind of like to make a little ball out of it because I'm not going to waste any of this. Okay, so now get my butter, and I'm going to brush the tops of my biscuits with this wonderful melted butter. Let me show you. You see what I'm doing here? Just pretty generously brushing the tops of these biscuits. Okay, now my oven is set to 400. And I'm going to put them in the oven now and meet me back here in, I don't know what time. Hold on. Aha. Meet me back here in 10 minutes. Bye.